Well, hello. I'm Scarah, Damsel of the Doomed, and welcome to Scarah's Screamcast.
You absolutely are not scared, Damsel of the Doom.
Yes, I am.
No, sir. Take that bewitching wig off of your scalp. Where's the blood? That didn't go off as smooth as I wanted, but it's still pretty
That's
good.
all right.
It was your. I was like, why is it still on the greens? God, and this is live, Paul. We can't even redo it.
Look at my wet hair.
Fix your
Like a dog.
Fix your hair.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go. All right. Here we are, everybody. This is Paul, but you guys know him as Doctor Abominable. Yay. Oh, we're about to get the Del's right now setting up so I can see the live comments over on YouTube because we do this live. And Paul, what we're going to start doing now is we're going to have the live video and then we're going to post it as a separate video later. I'll tell you about that later. But the people that are seeing it live, they get to see it before anything's done to, I mean, not that I'm going to edit it because I'm not, but the title will be different. I think that's the only thing. So before we go on with all of our bullshit, tell everybody a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Paul. And Palt. And I'm an illustrator and graphic designer here in Austin, Texas. I used to be a video game developer. I used to work in the game industry as an environment artist for the Halo games for 12 years. And that was fun. And now I do this.
With the Halo games, what did you do exactly?
I built environments, hills, terrain, buildings, mostly alien structures, human structures, that type of thing.
So you were there with Halo at the inception.
Yes. Yeah, back in Chicago.
You've told me a little bit about this before. You, if I'm right, were the one that suggested the name Halo.
I did, yeah.
And why did you, what was it about that name that seemed to fit the game?
Jason Jones, the project lead, had just switched the setting of the game from a hollowed out planet to a ring in space. And we were trying to come up with all these game titles, and we had a list of about 20 or 30 different names. And none of them were really working. And we had this long meeting, and it was grueling. It was arduous. And we were just trying to pick these names, and nobody was happy with anything. And I looked at the whiteboard where they had drawn the ring, and I said, hey, it's a ring in space, and it's worshipped by a zealot race of alien called the Covenant. Why don't we call it Halo? And immediately, a guy named Matt Seeger said, that's fucking stupid. I hate it. And everybody was like, yeah, that sucks. Who wants to play an action game named Halo?
Of course.
Microsoft said it too. That's why it has Combat Evolved after it, because they didn't think people would understand that it was a fighting game.
What after it?
Well, it's Halo Combat Evolved was the name of the first game.
Okay.
Which doesn't make any sense. But anyway, yeah. So that was their marketing push to try to make Halo make sense.
They were like, well, we got to put the word combat in there so people know it's a shoot 'em up.
And the evolve part just
Was what? Yeah.
Just okay.
Do you remember any of the names that were suggested that didn't work?
Yeah, there was Red Queen, Covenant.
Sounds like me.
Yeah. King Witch. No, I'm just kidding.
Scarah, Damsel of the Doomed was one. No.
Yeah, well, a little before its time, a little ahead of its time.
When did they, so you said they didn't like the name and then they added a little tag to it. Was it because at the time they couldn't, they're like, well, I guess Paul's idea is the only one that's kind of good.
I don't know how they picked it. I have no idea how they picked it. All I know is I came into work one day and there were 4 milk crates on the floor, and each one of them had a 12 by 12 piece of foam core. Well, a whole bunch of them in there, and they were all logo concepts, and they all said Halo. And so I was like, well, I guess they picked Halo, huh?
They didn't even tell you?
No. Yeah.
Did you answer the phone, hello?
Hello.
After that, I would have.
Hello.
Hello. It's Paul. I named the game.
I named the game. Yeah, that's all I got. It's just, that's going to be on my tombstone.
You were telling me a little bit before we started about how a lot of people think it would classify it as a sci-fi game, but you think it's also, it leans into the horror side.
Yes.
And how so? I've played Halo once with Jackson, otherwise known as Death.
Yes.
At a terrible. Oh, can you hear me that? Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Some kind of place, some kind of arcade here in Austin that was filled with children.
Yeah.
Couldn't even eat them.
That's a different.
There was pizza, and that was, you know,
no kids.
No kids.
Pizza, but
I
no
can't
kids
even
in
make
the
those
menu.
jokes anymore because of the nasties going on, like with the rich elite apparently eating kids. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I was joking, but I don't know if they are.
Yeah, that's right. Donald Trump eating baby intestines
Yeah,
and all that stuff.
he's like eating gold dipped babies or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. Okay. Tracy says hi and Tony says hi.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Tracy. How are you?
So go on. Halo is a horror game, you think? Kinda.
I think that it's half horror, if not a little more. The first 3 games were based on stopping an alien parasitic hive mind scourge called the Flood, and their introduction was pretty terrifying. And they start out. They have a few forms. There's the infection form, which is like this botfly larvae looking thing with tentacles on the bottom that they run along on, and it hurls itself through the air and burrows itself between the neck and the shoulder blade, and then wraps itself around the spinal cord, snaps your neck, and then takes over all your functions. And in doing so, it robs your brain of all its memories, and then transmit those memories to all the other infection forms and all the other. So it knows how to fire a gun, it knows how to drive a Jeep, it knows how to fly a ship. But it has no communication, and your body desiccates like a mummy.
Ooh.
Slowly over time. But it's essentially a zombie game.
My brain turned desiccate into defecate for some reason.
Well, that works, you know.
Sorry. I wanted to make sure that wasn't for the show.
Okay.
There's a lot of games and movies that use either, of course, zombies, but also like your body being taken over, Invasion of the Body Snatchers style. A lot of them that use that as the element of horror. Like you have no control anymore. You're but a shell.
Yeah.
Your memories are the hive minds, like Pluribus now, I think.
Yeah.
It's tapping into that,
Yeah.
but they're doing it in a smart way to where it seems pleasant.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
there's like some nefarious shit going on. I can't wait for season 2 to come back on that one.
Same.
And it always like kind of makes me think of 2 different things. One of dementia, of course, is you lose your ability and your memories and everything else. Your body is your body, but your mind is gone.
Yeah.
And then there's amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Look at me with big words. ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, as some people know it, where you keep your mind, but your body's gone.
Yeah.
And both of those things, like, I'll lay up at night thinking about what that would be like. And I think that's where horror, a lot of the times, horror movies get written, horror stories get told because of real life stuff like that. How do we translate it into art for the masses? And then that's how you get zombies and
Well, I think
Halo.
that the essence of horror is empathy in general. The audience feeling empathy for the victims.
How do we make them feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we scare them? But to be afraid, you have to have some sort of empathy
Yeah,
for
it's
them.
that natural wanting to protect the people on screen. You know, you want to see them get killed in a gruesome way, but you also, you know, that tension, you know, probably more for people that are new to horror. You know, that tension of are they going to live? Are they going to die?
Yeah.
You know, and what's that process going to be? I think that's kind of the essence of what horror is, and that's why people are on the edge of their seat and why they jump when they're scared and that kind of thing, because they're feeling that.
That's a good thought. Tracy says, so like the U.S. healthcare system. And then he says, actually he calls himself Pyongyang Jin.
Yes.
He also says that's a question of the week right there, but I don't know what he's referring to. Tracy, type in actually what you think the question of the week should be, and then we'll do that. But Paul, so you guys, this is wild because Paul, as he just said, was an artist for Halo at the inception and for what, 8 years or something?
12.
12 years at
Plus a
a
little
little
bit
over
more.
12.
Yeah.
And then Paul and I met years ago, but Paul was watching as Horror Web started, myself and Horror Web started Scream Theater. Paul was watching our art and decided, asked if he could join in and assist. And so you've been doing the Scream Theater art and other scare art for going on 3 years, I think. And we have some. Dale, just pick any of them. We're going to start showing some of the ones that I really like.
Oh, fun.
If he's ready. I don't know if are you ready or should I? Okay. All right. So this is what's coming up this coming week. So this is the original poster for Dead Alive. And then I should have done this to where I showed all the pictures I take that I send Paul. But what happens is I take pictures, sometimes with the green screen, sometimes not. And then this is what Paul sends back to me. Hey.
Hey-o.
And if you can see in the mouth, like Paul likes to add little cool touches inside of the mouth there. It's Gwildor, actually. So let's take that off real quick. And yeah, you can take it off the screen. And there's our Gwildor, who's the mascot for the Immortals. How difficult was that one to do, Paul, the Dead Alive?
That one was actually a little bit easier than most of them because all I had to do is crop out everything above the hands, and then I lifted your thumbs up a little bit to get them a little higher in your face.
Yeah, I should have actually. You know what I should have done was shown the posters that we had before Paul came in. Okay, because it's drastically different. Let's do another one.
They're fun. They're a lot of fun though.
This is just me, and I'm not a poster. I think he's looking for the...
Yeah.
Okay, so this was Phantom of the Paradise. That's the original poster. And there's the Paul version. So for this one, I had an artist friend, Mandy Phantom, or Devil's little sister. She 3D printed and then painted the helmet for me.
Yeah,
and
she carried a lot of weight on this one.
She did really good. And then I just kind of cobbled together a costume, which I like doing. It's super fun. And then Paul made the poster. I think those only stay up for a little bit. That was a good one. I remember having a discussion with you about how convex the keyboard should be.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Is it circular or is it just look that way or whatever? Let's see another one real quick. Oh, this one's coming up. No, this is not coming up. This is Nightmare on Elm Street is what we did previous, but why I got confused is because, go ahead. This is the one Paul did. And I think I'm 99% sure I'm going to make this a t-shirt that we're going to have at Texas Frightmare Weekend and at Houston Horror. And you can see Paul used Gomez instead of Skeleton Freddy up there. And I took that, or Dale took that. I got in the bed. We had our lights on, and then Dale took those photos. And then while I was in bed, I took a bunch of other photos. I'm sure you've seen them. And I can't. How do I say this? I'm almost mad at how many views those fucking pictures got.
Yeah.
They're good photos. Like I'd used portrait mode. They look nice. But it cracks me up. I'm like, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, people are predictable.
You sons of bitches. But at least nobody was like, do you have an OnlyFans account?
Yeah.
Okay. Tracy put in the question. We'll ask that in a minute. But I have a few more to show. Okay, I think this might be my favorite one for some reason. So this is Bram Stoker's Dracula by...
You said Stroker.
I did. Strokers. You know what I'm thinking about. I was just talking about the bed.
That's the 70s porn version right there.
Yes. Everything I do is a 70s porn version. This is Paul's version, and that's like actually 3 hair pieces that I'm wearing there. But
oh, no shit.
And then what I like about this one a lot is 2 things. One, you put the ring on my finger. Like that's not my actual ring.
Yeah.
And then 2, now I can't see it, but there, right by my eye, the shadows make a cross, which we didn't intend on. It just was a happy accident, right?
Yeah.
But I love this one so much. So some of these I'm going to have, I don't know if I'm going to do 11 by 17s or what, but I'm going to have prints made of a lot of these for the horror conventions this year. But I think this one's maybe my favorite.
Poster versions of most of them. I'm a little behind because I didn't know if we are going to do a calendar or prints or not.
People keep asking me about the calendar, and it's such a conundrum because calendars are they're not evergreen, and it's like it's an expensive thing to make. So either I do a pre-order way in advance, which I could do for next year, and then have it paid for, and everybody gets their calendar in January.
Yeah.
Or they just, I sell a few and then I have a whole bunch. And then by the time I get to the conventions in May and August, people don't want to buy a calendar because it's too late. Yeah. Although some people still will, which is nice. But a lot of people, the comment is,
calendars a lot.
Oh, Marissa, you got to mention Marissa. Okay.
I just did.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, she likes calendars.
Was there more?
Oh, Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, I loved this one.
That's my favorite.
This one's your favorite?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why is there a little... I think I maybe downloaded the wrong... Oh, this is the original. See, this is how good yours is. I don't know why there's a little weird C up there.
Oh, it's Criterion.
Okay. So now show Paul's. Yours is so... Like, I wish we had a side-by-side, but we don't. But it is so almost exact, but at the same time, it's a little, you've stylized it to where it fits right. Because this is the Instagram square version, and you've got it to where everything's proportioned just so, and the colors and everything. This one is a good one. I wish we could show all of them, but this is a podcast, so
yeah.
Some people are just listening.
There are like 36 of them at this point.
If you are just listening, go to Scarah's Scream Theater on Instagram because all these posters are up there. Scarah's Scream Theater on Instagram, and follow that, and you'll see Paul's artwork every month because we do a movie out at Doc's Drive-In on the first Sunday of every month. Except for this month, we're not doing it the first Sunday because that's Easter.
Sunday. That's
It'll be the
art.
second.
Art with a capital F.
Fart. Also, you guys that are watching or listening before the 12th, which is the second Sunday, you got to see what we will be doing. We usually keep it a secret, but now you're in on the secret.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
If it wasn't clear.
Oh, we got to show this one. Yeah. I forgot about this. We still have some more. So this is the original Carrie poster and then Paul's version. This one was really fun to do because I got to do 2 photos for it. And oh my goodness, the bloody So we also do a video, by the way, which we'll have to figure out a way to show that next time. But the bloody one was, we got bloody in the video itself, and then I added more blood. And actually, Paul, pick up that wig right there. That's the wig. The wig in that photo is the wig you're holding. I got some of the blood out, but not all of it. Can you feel the crusted blood, Paul?
Yes.
It's real pig's blood.
Right down here.
Lick it. Go ahead. Just get Paul, do it. Do it, Paul. Do it. It's alive. Oh my gosh. We have a question now. Let me see. Tracy says to have your body and lose your mental capabilities, or have your mind and lose your body. All right, Del, would you mind putting up the phone number for the question of the week? Okay. The question of the week for Scarah's Scary Hotline. Give me a call at 512-710-8766 and let me know. Would you rather have your body but lose your mind, or lose your mind and still have your body? Would you rather lose your mental capabilities but still be able to move your body? Or would you rather still have your... Wait, did I say that wrong already, Paul? Would you rather have your mental capabilities and still be able to move your body? Or...
That's normal.
I would rather have that. Would you rather have your mental capabilities, but you can't move your body? You're locked in, ALS style. Or would you rather lose your mind? You don't have your mental capabilities, but your body is still free to move about. You could still slap a hoe if you need to.
That's right.
And that's important.
It is important.
Give us a call at 512-710-8766. That's the question of the week. Would you rather have your body and lose your mind, or lose your physical body and have your mind? Did I just say the same thing twice?
Kind of.
Listen, Tracy, this is the dumbest question.
Vern.
Listen, Vern, I'm gonna find it in the edit. I swear to you.
I know my answer right away. I think I would rather lose my mind and have my body. There's a movie, I think it's called Johnny Got His Gun.
Oh, the Metallica 1 movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I can remember anything.
Yeah.
Can't tell if this is true or a dream.
Imagine being trapped with your consciousness.
I'm with you.
In blackness.
Yeah.
With all your memories, and your mind is sharp, but you can't move your hands,
Darkness.
your legs.
Imprisoning me.
Yeah.
You keep going.
Yes.
You keep going.
Okay.
Darkness.
And you can't move. You can't write down your thoughts.
Absolute horror.
And you're just stuck in a void.
I cannot live. I cannot die. I forgot the next lyric.
That's okay.
I cannot live. I cannot die. I cannot. But am I holding sound?
I am impressed that you know that. I know nothing.
Thank you. I grew up with a brother who was very much into Metallica and Megadeth and the like. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I ended up liking them too. But he liked them when I was still liking some, I'm not even going to tell you who I was into at that time of my life.
There's no shame.
No, there is shame, Paul. There's a lot of shame, and I'm not going to say it, but I will say
I'm a
firm
believer that there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure.
What?
I think that if it brings you joy, embrace it.
I don't see. That's the thing. I don't know if it actually as a kid. I think I was just following what was popular to like. I don't know if I actually did like it. It was later when music brought me joy. I think I think I was following whatever everyone else seemed to like. And then later on, I was like, oh, okay. There were things I liked at a very young age, a lot of music that I liked. But as far as popular music goes.
What year do you think that switched? I have a theory. I think that most people discover their love for music around 18 or 19 years old.
I was younger. I was in high school, though, whenever I really started liking the kind of music I like now, I guess. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's always kind of changing around. I was in high school at some point, but I grew up with a very musical family, and they listened to. We would go to these barbecues where it was almost like a bunch of hippies. Like at the end of the day, after everybody had their food, everybody would pull out an acoustic guitar and start playing and singing all sorts of different music.
That's awesome.
So I grew up with that kind of a singer-songwriter soundtrack almost. And then I went into some pop bullshit, that everybody liked. And then in high school, I started really enjoying more like a little bit of, just straight up rock and roll or heavier stuff.
You find what you like, or you hear it and you lock onto it, and then you become a little obsessive about it. And that's when your musical tastes, I think, kind of lock in. Is usually
around that age.
Yeah, usually around like 18, 19 years old. At least that's the way it worked for me and a lot of my friends.
If you do lose your mind, music and smell are the two things that can bring you peace for some reason. They'll play music for Alzheimer's patients from their era,
and they focus a little more.
And it gives them peace. And then smells too will bring back memories. It's it's called an anchor something. I can't remember the second part of that phrase, but anchors memories. Smell does scent. Yeah. You'll go in and you'll smell, like if I smell turpentine, it reminds me of my grandmother's house because she was an artist. Anyways.
They should have a series of scratch and sniff cards that you take with you that are memory cards.
Yeah.
That's another one of my $1 million ideas. Nobody steal that.
Let's see. So we got some more comments here. Richard Marks is what Tracy's saying. And then...
All right, there are some guilty pleasures. I take it back.
Maybe Richard Marks is one of them. I'm with you, though. I would rather, I think... being locked in and not being able to move your body, but having the clear mind. Yeah. I don't know. That's very scary. But also I've seen a lot of patients with dementia in the phases of dementia, because there's various stages. There's stages where, when you still have your ability to use language, your brain's telling you all sorts of weird scenarios. Mm-hmm. So patients often in residential care facilities think they've been kidnapped and they're terrified. And they're like, somebody call the police. Where am I? Or they'll be like, I'm trying to get to the bus station. Or they'll be looking for their husband who died 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then you tell them your husband's passed away. And they, cry with the same emotion they had when the husband passed away. And then 10 minutes later, it's the same thing. So I don't know.
I don't think there are any good answers to this
There's
question.
no good. There's no good. Thanks a lot, Tracy, for the stupid question. I'm just kidding.
That's a good one, Tracy.
Well, you and I were supposed to go see They Will Kill You.
Yes.
But you were getting over a cold.
Yes.
So I'm going to tell you without any spoilers, because I want to tell the audience too just a tidbit about it. So this is directed by Kirill something or other. He's a Russian guy, right? Very, very beautiful movie. It is like Kill Bill meets Rosemary's Baby in a way. And the lead actress was phenomenal. I really loved her. Patricia Arquette was great in this. Heather Graham was in this, and I didn't realize it until the movie was over that it was Heather Graham. She looks amazing. It's a really fun cast, and they all work really well together. But the whole time I kept thinking how, and to me it's heavier on the Kill Bill side, and it seemed super influenced by Quentin Tarantino. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, it's not really. It's kind of influenced by Quentin Tarantino, but Quentin Tarantino is influenced by Japanese Sambara swordplay films. And I remember a long time ago hearing this about him. Kill Bill is a lot of that, the Japanese style in Kung Fu and spaghetti westerns all mushed into one. Mm-hmm. But do you remember in Kill Bill how there was like the blood fountains whenever somebody would get an appendage cut off?
Yeah.
So that came from this Japanese movie. Let's see, I wrote it down and I can't. No, I don't know. You're going to have to just Google it. Oh, Sanjuro. It's called the Sanjuro Accident of 1962. So they're filming this movie in Japan.
I haven't seen that one.
And it's, you got to watch it now. Or just, even just look up this clip, because this is why in all of those films, they have a very stylized blood fountains, because they're doing this scene and somebody gets cut with a, samurai sword or whatever.
Yeah. And then you have that arterial spray.
And it's a big blood cannon of spray. It's like just way too much. And it was an accident. The blood pump malfunctioned. But back then, they shot on film. Yeah. And they didn't have enough money to do the stunt again, and that's not enough film. Film was expensive, and so they were like, "Well, we just got to keep that in." And everybody was kind of upset about it. I'm assuming because it looked to them, it didn't look realistic, and it certainly didn't. But what happened was everybody lost their fucking mind, and they loved it, and everybody copied them after that. In all those types of movies that went on. And Quentin Tarantino was one of them who very much loved that. So in Kill Bill, he's got a lot of that going on, a lot of practical effects kills. And Kill Bill is one of my favorites of his stuff. So then fast forward to this movie, and I think a lot of people are going to think it's very Quentin influenced, but I think it's kind of influenced by the same shit that Quentin was influenced by. Yeah. So there's a lot of cool stuff. I really loved that they did use a lot of practical effects, but it's like starts off practical effect heavy, and in that really cool way where it looks fake, but it looks awesome. That I love that. And then like, as the movie goes on, it kind of gets replaced with digital blood, especially at the end, not digital blood, some maybe a little, they probably mix digital blood in with the real blood. I mean, real movie blood, but like, what the fuck was that, boy?
It's in my head.
I don't want to like give anything away, but there's
part of my brain falling out.
Oh, somebody get Paul. But it's got, there's just some really heavy digital CGI stuff at the end. Having said that, there are some there's two scenes in particular that are so good. And it's, kill scenes that are so amazing. I would almost tell everyone to go see this on the big screen just for that. The hotel itself is very stylistic. It's like over 100 years old or something in the movie. The colors they chose, the maids' uniforms, all of that's great. Here's where I do think it was influenced by Quentin Tarantino. The lead actress, her character is shoeless in almost the entire movie. And so you see her bare feet a lot. And you know about Quentin and his thing, right?
Yes, it's foot fetish.
So I think, I don't know if that was like a little tip of the hat to him. Like, it's a little weird. Or was it a Die Hard thing? You know, because Bruce Willis, like, famously, he's, you know, has to fight all those people. Was he in a hotel? Was that Die Hard?
Nakatomi Towers was a business.
A business. I like that you knew the name, you nerd.
Yeah.
No, that was Nakatomi.
Nakatomi Towers.
That was Nakatomi Towers.
Actually, guys.
Actually.
Anyway, the story is where, for me, it was, God, I wanted more from it. I really felt there was a lot of character development to be done. That is one thing that Quentin does in Kill Bill is you get, and it's why it's 2 parts, because you get this backstory and all the characters, and the backstories are awesome. And then you pop back into that, what's going on in real time, you know? Yeah. And in this one, I really wanted those backstories, and they give you a little bit, like a morsel, but it's not enough. The movie's barely like an hour and a half, I think. It's a short movie, which is
good.
Nice. I like a nice one, but I do wish a few things were rearranged to where they could give us just a little bit more backstory on a couple of the characters. Mm-hmm. So, it's not a bad movie. I had a good time watching it. I do wish the story was developed a little bit more, but I think anybody who goes to see it's going to have fun, especially, you know, it not being, there's nothing worse than like you go see a movie and it's so-so, but it's so-so and it's 2 hours and 30 minutes or something. And you're like, why is this movie? And then you just start hating it with every second past about an hour and 40 minutes. You're like, your hatred grows for it, and you forget all of the good. So that's all I wanted to say about that. I want to tell you, and I wanted to tell everyone else. So yeah, still go see it. Out of the 2, out of this one and the other one that was Ready or Not, which I was wondering if they were going to be very similar. There's actually a couple of similar scenes.
I'm glad there's a wide enough gap for you to say there's only a couple of similar scenes.
There's only a couple. But Ready or Not, Here Comes the Bride, that was good. Ready or Not, the first one was great. Mm-hmm. Ready or Not, the first one is definitely, for me, way better than They Will Kill You. Yeah. Ready or Not, Here Comes the Bride, I think because it's a part 2, I'm not going to compare it to this one because this one stands on its own.
I reviewed that first one.
The Ready or Not, did you enjoy it?
Ain't It Cool News.
Did you like it?
I did. I was a little distracted by the camera work because they used shaky cam through the whole movie. And I thought they should have reserved it for the action scenes. And because it was a castle, or not a castle, but a mansion, that they should have gone like the Clue route or the Agatha Christie route and locked down and used tripods for that kind of stuff and accentuate. So I got really tied up in the technical detail of it, and it affected my review. And on hindsight, it was ridiculous of me because I became obsessed with that. Yeah,
reviewing is hard, and that's why, like, whenever I talk about movies, I don't even want to tag it as a review because I think sometimes I'm not the target audience for some movies, like Megan 2. I bring this one up every time because I fucking hated it. Yeah, but I do not think I'm the target audience. There are people that loved it.
I'm one of the rare people that liked that Joker sequel, just
I
because
didn't see
it was so absurd. That I fell in love with
you were
it.
the target audience for that. So, like sometimes it's that kind of a thing. And with with They Will Kill You, I don't think many people would argue that the story possibly could need a little something, but also, maybe it did. Maybe they did do that. And for some reason they didn't have the budget to film it or they had to cut it for whatever. I don't know what goes on, and I don't like to judge it because of that. All I can say is I had fun at the movie. Yeah. Here's what I wished, and here's what I loved.
It's like that point that you bring up quite a few times, is that making movies is really hard.
Yes.
And you have to kind of remember when you're judging a film, to remember that if you critique it in such a way that shits on the movie, you're shitting on all the work.
Yeah.
That
and
went
everybody involved. Yeah.
Yeah. And then people feel that.
You can critique a movie, publicly. You can critique a movie in a way that doesn't make people feel terrible. I think you can say this,
and really it's a guide for life. You want to talk to people in a way that respects them. I've made many mistakes in that regard. I'm learning.
When you're with your friends, you can, your trusted friends, and the filmmakers are not around. You can, of course, be like, dude, what piece of shit that was, if you want, but I'm not going to do it publicly, it just, that I want it just makes people feel bad. And also I find if you're really a jerk about it on social media and you're like, this movie sucked. I see that all the time.
Yeah.
What a terrible movie. There's an awful movie. You say just horrible things.
People kind of remember the person saying it more than they remember what they're saying.
That's exactly right. Like I see that, I'm like, what a dick, I'm going to mute that guy for a little while.
I'm always big on using subjective language to talk about any kind of art or whatever, to say that I liked this one or I disliked it.
Me personally, in my view.
And not instead of saying it sucks.
Right. Yeah, because who are you and who am I? I don't know. I'm not going to say, if it's just between you, it's fine.
Yeah.
And I don't, in front of an audience or anything like that, to just say a movie's, don't do it.
Yeah.
One more thing about the movie, there's a lot of female characters in it and doing action, to me, the movie was more action than it was. I think it leaned heavier on action and definitely horror too, but it was very action heavy, which I like. Yeah. And there's a whole thing with an eyeball. For that alone.
Okay, that's what that is.
For that alone, I'd say watch the movie. For the eyeball and for the beautiful kill scenes, you can go see They Will Kill You.
There is a social media clip of Heather Graham stepping on the eyeball, the tail of the eyeball, and everybody stops and gets really quiet. And I kind of wondered what that was about.
Yeah.
In terms of the plot of the film.
It's good. The eyeball's very good in the movie. But I am a fan of eyeballs. I like eyeballs. I like eyeballs in horror.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the best, a great element. I'm going to shift gears, Paul, if you don't mind.
Oh, God.
First of all, let me see what's going on here. Oh, yeah, somebody told me.
Take a sip of my Curdle Life.
Of course, Pyongyang Jim knew we were talking about Sanjuro films. He's a big fan of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I like Zatoichi a lot, too.
Excuse you?
People kind of sleep.
What'd you call me?
They kind of sleep on Zatoichi, but there are 28 films in that series.
Zatu I've seen those kinds of movies. Tracy says in that one Sanjuro film that you can see the stunned look on the actors' faces whenever that happens, whenever the blood cannon goes off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here, I want to show you something.
Okay. All right.
So I went to Cult Classic. You probably saw this on social media already, but at these conventions, there's this artist called Rotten Applehead, and I've purchased from him before. I purchased that Barlow that's in my hallway. He does these really cool cutout art things. Hold on. Golly. Clink, clank.
Hey.
So this one, for example, is by him. This is Elvira, and they're done in these beautiful colors. It's on wood. Let me look up his Instagram, because I noticed he says I'm 100% real artist on his Instagram, which I really like. He says I make 100% handmade art, no computers, no cry cuts. What's a cry cut?
Oh, it's like a little machine that cuts out.
Yeah,
I think.
No cry cuts, no printers are used. Made on cabinet grade plywood, using hand drawn and cut stencils to spray paint. 100% real human artist, which I appreciate.
I can confirm that. I can see the brushstrokes.
Beautiful.
She lies not.
Do you see where I'm touching?
Oh, yeah. Get that closer to the mic. Do a little
ASMR. Yeah. This is it for those that are just listening. So I'm holding up an Elvira piece that he did. And there are certain vendors that I've been going to these conventions since 2019. And I know a lot of the vendors, and a lot of the vendors know me. And a long time ago, they asked if I would be okay if they did a Scarah art piece. And I was like, yeah. And then I didn't hear anything about it for a while. So it just was, you're just like, well. And then hold on. Oh, my gosh. So he put it up on social media. He wanted to make sure I was going to Cult Classic Convention in Bastrop. And I said, yes, I was. And so he put this one up on social media. And oh, my goodness.
Yeah, wow. That's even more impressive in person.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I about squealed.
I love those webs.
And the lights, you can't really see the webbing because the lights are too bright. But you can go to my social media. I'm going to post a better picture of this.
Probably stick it in front of that guy.
Let's see. Oh, a little bit.
Yeah.
You can kind of.
Yeah.
I don't want to move the light. I could,
No.
but it sounds so dumb, Paul. But like when I saw that he did this, because in his booth, it's Elvira and Vampira. He's got Tarman, like how you did Tarman.
Mm-hmm.
He's got all the horror icons. And then he had me up there. And I thought it was just this one.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's made a bunch of these. And then he also made prints and stuff. And he's going to send me the art so I can make prints and stickers and whatever I want to do with it. Because the colors are very cool. And people, I think, are really going to enjoy that as a sticker or something. But it made me feel like when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I've made it. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Did you do a double take because you didn't know?
Well, I knew he was going to have it. So I went to his booth and I saw it and I was just like, I didn't know he had done the posters, which was a treat. So I should have bought a poster from him, but he gave me this for free, of course. But so the other people at the convention were buying them and bringing them to me to sign, like the posters. I think somebody else bought one of these. But that's Rotten Applehead on social media. I'm sure he'll sell anybody one if you want one of these or one of the posters. Just find him. He goes to all the same conventions I go to. You'll see him at probably Houston Horror. And I don't know if he's at Texas Frightmare Weekend or not. We had them vending out at Bat City one year. I wish they would come back.
You know where Rotten Applehead is from, yeah?
The name you mean? No, tell me.
It's Evil Dead 2. It's I believe the giant wooden tree head that comes through the door at the end. Uh-huh. And another little bit of trivia there. My friend Greg Onachuk was the designer of the Rotten Applehead, and he's credited as the Rotten Applehead designer.
The tree is called Rotten
I
Applehead?
believe so.
That's cool.
So it's a big thing, about yay big.
That's awesome.
And I think Ash stabs it in the eye, and a bunch of blood comes out.
You learned something new. Paul's teaching us some horror history.
Yeah, a little soups on.
What was the other thing? Oh, we can actually have this conversation right now. Hold on, somebody. Studio Pirate says, oh no, I can't even keep up with the comments now.
Oh.
Somebody says, not to change the subject, but why are you streaming on Wednesday night?
Oh, that's...
What night should we stream on? Is Wednesday a bad day to do it?
Is it a school night?
Are you in... Are you got school tomorrow, Mr. Sludge Pirate? What's going on there?
Thank you for the question, though.
Yeah, we tend to do it on Wednesdays. That's why. It's because I'm in a band, so I got to keep my weekends free. On Sundays, I have Scream Theater once a month. So weekends are I'm either playing a show or I'm doing a murder mystery or I'm hosting an event somewhere.
What's the name of the band?
The Immortals with a Z.
What's the theme?
Horror pop punk.
Wow.
I say pop punk. I don't even know if we are.
It's a little bit.
A little bit in there.
Yeah. It's not exactly like Green Day style
Yeah.
pop punk, but
It's not so. It's like more, it's Misfits-esque. There's a hint of that in there, I would say.
It's pretty unique.
Thank you.
It's got a little influences from everywhere.
What's going on here?
Love
Let me see the camera. What's going on with that wisp of hair? I got it. So, a little housekeeping real quick.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to do pre-orders of my movie, Horror Webs movie, Damsel of the Doomed. I wrote it and a star in it, and it's about me, obviously. And we filmed it a while back, and we are ready to do pre-orders of the Blu-rays. And then after that, it'll eventually be streaming. We are working on that right now with the distribution company and the sales agent and all of that. I'm not involved in that particular process, so I don't have a date for you, but that's coming. However, I think you will want to be one of the first 100 to buy the Blu-ray. I think, Paul, what we're going to do, because Paul and I went back and forth on, should we do a special cover? Should it be this? Should it be that? Blah, blah, blah. I think it's just going to be this, but Paul's going to put a little banner that says special one of 100 or whatever, or the first 100. So if you do the pre-order with us and you buy one of the first ones, you'll have a proof that you got one of the first 100 copies. I think that'll be simple enough. I was trying to reinvent the wheel here. Actually, it was my partner I think that was trying to reinvent the wheel. Now, as far as like additional poster, this is a lovely poster. I cannot remember the name of the original artist, but Paul came in and changed a few elements for us, putting the character of I don't want to give any spoilers away, but the lady character up top. And these are the other two male leads and then myself. So this is the original poster that we're going with now. And then an artist named Brenna, she did another poster that we're going to use, and I have used in some other promotional materials. And then I think always having, different fun posters for movies is a great idea. And then I still think that you and I will come to something where we have a Paul version of the Damsel of the Doom poster that's just completely different.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like even something that's just, a graphic, like something, like you see these, I love searching alternative posters to any kind of horror movie. And certain things come back that are just super different.
Yeah.
I want something, I think, like an alternate poster that's super different, something from the mind of Doctor Abominable. But it won't be for this. Just because we don't have time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I could. Dude, that would be so cool. But we got to get the pre-order going by next week and getting that out there so that I can purchase more that I'll have at the conventions. The other thing is, Dale, go back. Do you still have the Nightmare on Elm Street one art?
Are you going to sign the first 100 copies, or are you going to sign all copies?
I will sign the first 100, absolutely.
There you go.
And then if you buy one at a convention, of course, I'll sign it there too. But we'll have them up on a storefront somewhere. And so if you buy them online after the first 100, then those won't be signed. So this T-shirt that Paul did, this art that Paul did, I think we're going to do this on a T-shirt, because when we put this one up, everybody was like, that should make that a shirt. So I think we're going to make this a shirt.
I've already done it too.
Yeah, it's already ready to go.
Got it ready to go, yeah.
Good. So this will be something that you can look forward to buying at the conventions as well. All right, take that down. All right. I think we have a call from last week, so let's go ahead and hear that. Oh, my voice.
Hey, Scarah.
Hi.
This is your friend and fellow Texan, Big A Martin from the Fists and Fears podcast. I know I'm calling to answer a really late question, but I wanted to answer this one because I've been thinking about it since you asked it. You asked about sequels and what movies we would like to see more of and what movies we're done with. So I've really been into the found footage subgenre of horror. I know that's kind of a hot, topic for a lot of people, but if I could see more VHS films, I like that series. It just needs better directors and writers. It needs somebody to pay attention to it. But so far, there's some good ones and there's some bad ones, but I could see more VHS sequels. Now, no more sequels. I hate to say it. Paranormal Activity, I'm done with it. I think they've done everything they can with that series. I liked it for what it was. I saw the first one when it first came out in theaters, and I've been watching them all ever since, but no more Paranormal Activity. So there is my answer, and I'll be waiting for the invite. I want to come on your show. I want to be on it, so definitely give me a shout.
All right, Big A. Well, we'll take this piece by piece. First of all, I have never seen VHS.
They're fun.
Okay.
There's 4 of them now, I think.
Damn, I'm way behind. When did that shit come out?
I think it started in last decade. And they basically, they find a cursed VHS tape, and it's an anthology.
Isn't it crazy that the last decade wasn't the 90s?
Yeah.
God.
I don't want to think about that.
I heard some of the soundtrack, oddly enough, from the VHS movies. Cool soundtrack. But I've never seen this. So I will watch the first one and see how it goes from there. Point number 2, the paranormal. Too bad for you, Big A, because they are going to have another one. The guy that just did, what was the movie I recently saw? Where about it was about a podcaster. Oh, Undertone. the director of Undertone has been signed to do the next Paranormal Activity movie. We'll see what he does. I will say he did a great job with his movie Undertone. I don't know if the cinematographer did a great job. He did a great job. Somebody did a great job of using negative space in that film and making you feel like something was going to come and get you. Building the tension in the atmosphere and all of that. So we'll see. But I agree. That first Paranormal Activity movie was scary, 100% for real scary when it came out. Are they gonna, just be beating a dead horse in this one? I don't know.
Yeah, I think once it got too lost in its own lore and kind of went up its own ass a little bit, I think that's when I started to lose interest in them.
I'm telling you, man. After 3, I think a franchise needs to wrap it up. You know,
that's a popular view. I think that's
just stop.
Yeah.
Not every movie needs a franchise.
Yeah.
And certainly no movie needs 7.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say what I'm talking about, but not, I know
There
people love it.
There are plenty.
I think it's just nostalgia.
I don't think it's just fan demand and nostalgia. I think it's studios saying, "Hey, we got to do another." No, Crystal Lie, Crystal Lie.
Sorry, go on.
Great. But I think studios get a sense of hey, we can still make money off this.
Oh, it's a capitalism, is how we say in English.
It's pretty cynical of me, but
no, it's true. I mean, it's show business, and it's all about for the big studios, and some of the bigger indie studios. It absolutely is money. Mm-hmm. It is nothing but that. Yeah, nothing but that, and that's why it's all these remakes too. Mm-hmm. I feel like I say this every episode.
Remakes, reboots, soft reboots.
Yeah. Remakes,
hard reboots,
part 7s, all of that. It's all because the IP's established. It's going to make some money. And people will go and they will go see Halloween Ends and then, they'll hate it, but they're still going to pay the ticket and go so they can say they hated it. And that's just what we do.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, these movies like the one I was just telling you, Undertone, which was an indie film which only cost $500,000 to make. The guy shot it in the house he grew up in. He shot it in the house where he took care of his dying parents in, which is kind of the theme of the movie, part of the theme. Is it a perfect movie? No, it's not. But it was well done. And, it miraculously got a theater run, and it's an original story and all of that. And, you have people online just trashing the hell out of that. But, okay, let's have a part 7 of whatever franchise. You know what I mean? Like, stop being a jerk about indie movies, like true indie movies.
It's tricky. It feels like there's almost a higher bar for original work than there is for sequels.
Yeah.
People feel like it has to pass a kind of test or something like that. I don't know what I'm saying. But, yeah.
Well, I mean, $500,000 is just a little tiny drop in the bucket when it comes to the amount of money you need to make a movie. Mm-hmm. And so for people like saying, well, the Undertone lacked this and it should have had this and it was, whatever. They only had $500,000, buddy. Yeah. What do you like? The budget was
nothing.
It's almost nothing for that style of movie. I thought, especially for the budget it had, did phenomenal.
I have a friend, Mike McCutcheon, who has made a couple films, The Next Kill and A Game in the Woods. And The Game in the Woods is a little bit like a Most Dangerous Game.
They were at a festival we were at. Yeah, I wanted to see that.
But he makes his films for also next to nothing, and casts his friends mostly in the films and stuff like that. And they look like $1 million, but they're actually like well under 100,000, probably closer to maybe $5,000 to make, and that's mostly just lunch.
Well, I'm telling you,
but they turn out really well and they're brilliant. We want to feature it on Austin Ghoul Gang.
Oh yeah,
with a Q&A possibly.
Definitely do that. Shout out to Alyssa for Austin Ghoul Gang. She does that over at Kick Butt. I would say quarterly. Quarterly. Yeah, we'll get Alyssa on. Oh, back to Big A. Speaking of.
Yeah. Hey, Big A.
Big A does a podcast called Fist and Fears.
Oh, sweet.
And absolutely, you are invited to come onto this podcast, Big A.
Hooray.
I'll message you. Let's get Big A on, and maybe in May or June. April's booked up. What? April is booked up, but we'll get Big A on. Tracy says a good found footage film is called Nori. I don't know. Tracy's always giving me these damn words. Noroi. How do you say that?
Yeah. Is that the one? Is that The Grudge?
No, The Curse from. It's from The Curse from 2005.
Oh, The Curse. Oh, yeah.
Noroi. How do you say it?
I want to.
Noroi.
That's on the Arrow Video Player.
Noroi.
It's on Arrow Video Player. So that's a great streaming service for like $6 a month.
You know what you sound like to me a little bit right now?
What was that?
Like the NPR people.
That's really funny because I used to parody that. I used to say, "This is my NPR voice. Welcome to Scarah Screamcast. My name is Doctor Abominable.
It's nice to have you, Doctor.
Thank you. And we're here today to talk about sequels and prequels.
Yes, we are.
Horror movies.
What was the streaming service that you said the movie Tracy suggested was on?
Oh yeah. That's Arrow Video Player.
Arrow Video. Very good.
You can look that up, and you can find many, many great slashers and horror movies, and giallo and spaghetti westerns, and
That sounds great.
Japanese procedural yakuza movies.
It's been a pleasure to talk about that with you, Paul.
You're welcome.
We're probably pissing off the producer with the volume. Yeah, he's nodding. He's like, "Don't do that. That's too low." We messed up his volumes. That's kind of what you sounded like to me, though, a little bit, but I like it. What else do we have? Oh, I just did Cult Classic Convention, and do you know who Raymond Cruz is? You probably don't, but I'm going to tell you who he is.
Sounds familiar.
You will. He was in Blood In, Blood Out. He was in Better Call Saul and the one that was before Better Call Saul. What's that called? Breaking Bad. But you might remember him from Training Day. He was, with Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke. Whenever Denzel takes Ethan to that drug house or whatever it is, and he sets him up basically to get killed, and he leaves, and they're like fucking with Ethan about, let me see your gun and all that stuff. And then the one guy's like, have you ever had your shit pushed in? And he's like, veins are popping out, and it's scary to me. And I interviewed that guy, and I told him, I was like, Raymond Cruz, that was the scariest movie. That was not a horror movie. Like, that is this, to me, that scene was terrifying. And it was because of him specifically. And then I interviewed him, and then later I had lunch with him in the green room. And all I could think of was that scene while he was eating his chopped beef sandwich. I kind of wanted him to say it. I almost asked him to just say that line.
Say it.
Just say it. Do the thing,
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
Do it.
But he was not. It's weird meeting and interviewing these actors that you saw when you were a kid, or that you saw 10 years or even a couple of years ago. But it's the weirdest is when I'm talking to actors that were in movies that I saw when I was a child. Like the actor that played Robbie from Poltergeist. I remember a few years ago, I was talking to him about buying a home or something. Just weird, regular guy conversations, This year, it was the little girl from Children of the Corn. I was just talking to her, and she was her name's Anne Marie. I cannot remember her last name, but lovely person. She was also on Full House, and she was telling me how she's about to become a nun.
Wow!
And she's like doing this ministry work and all this stuff, and she was just had the best energy. But it is a weird thing,
It's part of my disconnected meeting celebrities and stuff like that is how normal they are in person.
Of course, yeah. They are. They're just, celebrities. They're regular like us. They shop for groceries.
Well, it's really like the weird perspective I have with celebrities is that when we were working on Halo, we got a lot of visits from a lot of big name people. Like, so Justin Timberlake came to my desk.
And why is that? Because they like video games?
Well, mostly to do voiceover work for the game, to do characters and just, like they're everywhere, that kind of thing. And and Timberlake came in to do a little ADR stuff, and they gave him a tour of the studio. And because I was kind of like the lead environment guy at the time, they brought him over to my desk, and he was sitting at my desk, and he's like, I love this game so much. My name is Justin. And I'm like, yeah, I know your name, dude. And so, yeah, my name's Paul. Sit down, relax, have a good time. He goes, wow, I can't believe I'm going to see this. And this is so cool. This is dope. I love it. You know, and that type of thing, and getting that enthusiasm from, you know, from the other side of the table is really, I don't know, interesting to me. You know, that people are, the fans are fans of stuff. It's great.
Do you play video games?
No.
Did you at the time?
A little bit. I was so tired from working on them all day that I didn't really have a lot of bandwidth to go home and play games. So I'd chill out to horror movies.
You would build video games and then go home and watch horror movies.
Yeah.
Pyongyang Jim says Arrow Video is great. Arrow Video is great.
Mm-hmm.
And that was for you. So is there anything else we should talk about before we wrap her up? Paul?
Oh, gosh.
Doctor Abominable?
I can't think of anything offhand. I just kind of like going with the flow in this one.
I have one.
Okay.
Why are you the way you are?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That is a can of worms right there.
Why are you like this?
Oh, no. You got 6 months of an hour a week.
What if that's just what I
$30 a
ask
session.
people? What if I was just like, why do you do that thing?
No,
you know that thing you do? Why do you do that?
Well, I think since this is a horror, primarily a horror podcast, I think that that if I answer the question of horror, I think it was my fascination as a child, my absolute joy that I got at Halloween every year, and walking the neighborhood, and this was a time where it was parent free. Back in the 70s. So it was just us kids walking around the neighborhood, knocking on doors, and, you know, no trunk or treat.
Why do you think that changed? Why do you think parents now have to be with their kids to trick or treat?
I think in the 90s, we got the whole concept of helicopter parents, of parents who were overprotective of their children.
No, I was...
You think it started in the 80s?
Overprotective, I think it was after the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely. I think it was after. But why do you think that shifted?
I don't know. I don't know that I can't get in the head of a parent that in that case. But
I think for Gen X, the parents of the Gen X kids, so the boomers, I think I don't know what's wrong with them. Sorry, guys. But I do think, there's the capitalism and the economy making it to where you couldn't have a two-parent, your mom stays at home and dad works situation. So the latchkey kid was born. But it went beyond that. It went into, parents would go out. I mean, that's how I saw Night of the Living Dead when I was very, very young, like 8 years old. Because it was on TV, and it was a night when my parents decided to go out, and they left me with my brother, who was only like 3.5 years older, to watch me. And, we kind of raised ourselves in a way, not 100%, but we definitely there was a lot more independence going on at the time. And I think it has to do with something with their generation. Because certainly in the 70s, that's like when all of the serial killers were popping off. And you would think, I can't remember which serial killer it was that took the kid off of his bike, but I was growing up, and it was still like we were allowed to trick or treat at night. I rode the city bus by myself or with, if you had a friend with you, they felt like it was okay, even though the friend was your same age. So I don't know what happened, when or where, but I do feel like I think giving some independence back to kids is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I do think that sometimes parents are like doing a little too much for their kids these days.
Yeah.
And now the parent is going to be AI. I think ChatGPT is becoming the thing that's going to do too much for the kids these days.
That's not terrifying at all.
I know, man. You got, learn and do by experience is my advice.
That's kind of how the concept of playgrounds has changed over time too. That there was a playground designer, mid-century modern guy who used to create playgrounds out of just objects on the ground that
broken glass.
No, not exactly, but they did replicate kind of the feel of junkyards, because kids are natural problem solvers, and so he would have elements that the kids can move around and build
Yeah.
on and stuff like that, because you want to give the kids something to do. It's like Legos. Like, I think Legos now have gotten very blueprinty, and you have to follow a thing to build the TIE fighter or whatever. But back in the day, you had to, you just had that box of Legos, and
You just had a bunch of pieces that you could figure out what to do.
you could use your imagination a little more, I think.
Yeah, I think you can make.
I don't want to piss off any Lego aficionados.
Yeah, who out there loves Legos? Type it in.
I almost worked on a Lego game too. That was interesting.
Somebody said Raymond did 2 awesome shows called The Closer and Major Crimes. I haven't seen either one of those. Chuck Hell says, "Hi, Paul, you're awesome."
Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you to say.
You know Chuck. Chuck, he goes out to Scream Theater often.
Yeah, Chuck's great.
Chuck's great. He does a really cool home haunt at his house.
One of these days, Chuck. I swear to God, I'm blowing you off. I do want to see that.
This Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of these days in this October 2026.
Yeah, we're gonna work it out. I like to see the trick or treaters at my house. I actually kind of hired someone last year to hand out candy.
Because you vended,
I was vending as Doctor Abominable over at
Bat City.
Bat City Scaregrounds.
Yeah.
So which was really fun.
Thanks for being on the Screamcast today, Paul.
Oh, hey, no sweat.
Did you? Were you like, what am I going to wear?
Oh,
Because I would.
you know that I only wear a black shirt and black pants.
You're stylish. Paul's a stylish guy. Let me see what shoes you have on.
I dress like H.R. Giger. These are
that guy who was the alien artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wore the same thing all the time. I didn't. It's not deliberate. It's just.
You
how
wear
I roll.
white sometimes. You have white shirts, like linen.
I do wear gray occasionally. It
Gray.
hides my beard ruff.
I had to I had to do a commercial, and I was playing a mom or a wife. Actually, I was playing like suburban wife, and the director was like, "Okay, no black shirts, no crazy patterns, no white shirts." And I was like, "I don't have anything but those things."
Yeah,
so I had to go buy I think I bought a lavender color shirt. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
Do you keep any of your pre-Scarah wardrobe?
Yeah. I mean, before Scarah came to be, I still had, dark and spooky clothes in my life. But is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there was a fashion change that you
yes, I
really, yeah.
Actually, before Scarah, at a previous job, I wore dresses all the time, and I was into kind of a pinup style, which is, not a far stone's throw away from horror. Not super rockabilly, but I really liked the pinup kind of 50s silhouette. So I would wear a lot of that, but I don't think I have any of those. I kind of rotate the clothes out of my closet pretty frequently.
Yeah.
But I do have a shirt from high school still.
I remember you saying you donate a lot of your clothing.
I do. I donate. Yeah. It's on rotation. There's some things I keep, but a lot of it I rotate out, especially fashion changes. So there's certain things that are staples that stay in my closet, but I try to rotate out. I only have so much space.
Yeah.
And I like fashion. I like to change it up.
It's really weird as I buy a lot of clothes, but I always wear the same 5 things.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's ridiculous.
Stop buying clothes.
Men do not put a lot of thought into their. I don't want to generalize, but it seems like men pretty much have the standard.
I don't know.
T-shirt, jeans.
I'm saying you're pretty stylish. Like you wear these cool. You wear
really
cool
nice.
socks and fun boots and stuff like that. I think women have definitely have the advantage, I guess, as far as like the variety that's out there for us. There's some cool stuff for guys, but it's easier to. I mean, I think for you, you have to search a little harder as a man trying to be super fashionable, but you're stylish, and that's good. And I would rather be stylish than fashionable, but we don't have to go into that.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it. So, my shoes. You mentioned my shoes. I have palladiums.
Palladiums,
which are made by the company that's been making French combat boots since the 1800s, I believe. And they have a whole line of shoes that go from their standard combat boot to a lot of club kids. They have hundreds of styles. So I picked something that looks like a Chuck Taylor, but it has chunky combat boot.
It's called a chunk tailor.
Chunk Taylor.
What do you have coming up? Anything you want to talk like promote or whatever? Sometimes you've been to shows or a show you're going to go to, or what's going on?
Again, there's a Austin Ghoul Gang coming up Saturday over at Kick Butt Coffee, and we're showing a mystery movie, and there'll be 3 bands, and that'll be a lot of fun. I'm gonna ask Alyssa if I can bring some shirts to sell, but I will be there. Not that that's a selling point, but I will be there.
That's this Saturday at Kick Butt Coffee. Austin Ghoul Gang presents 3 bands in a movie.
A mystery movie. And it's going to be a wild one.
I think the Butts are playing.
Movie. Yes, they are.
I don't know. I can't remember who else.
There's also a book signing too, but I cannot remember the name of the guy. But he's a guy that writes blood and guts horror books that are stomach churning.
If you're in the Austin area, Austin Ghoul Gang is a cool club to be involved in. Very much like how I try to do with Scream Theater. It's a monthly thing that you can have community. Mm-hmm. People go to. You can go to, on the regular and see the same people and say hi and have, chat and get real people and real experiences in your life. Austin Ghoul Gang is like that. Alyssa, the person who started it, is very, very cool, very nice, one of the nicest people you'll meet. She's also talented. She makes jewelry. She's made I've purchased a few items from Alyssa.
She's there most nights. She bartends there, so.
She's always there.
Yeah.
Kick Butt's one of the best venues in Austin. If you haven't been, you should go to Kick Butt. But yeah, Austin Ghoul Gang, it has so happened that I've always had something booked every time, but this Saturday I'm going to try to go. So I think I'm free. I have to double check my calendar, but if I'm free, I'll be there at least for part of it.
Are you going to go as Scarah or
your
for real world counterpart?
We'll see how I feel. We'll see, and we'll see what's going on. Like if I have something that I got to go from leave from one place to the other, we'll see what I'm wearing. I don't know.
Not that Scarah is a character. She actually looks like this all the time.
It's a persona.
The blood tears are birthmarks.
I always call it a persona. I feel like this is more of an amplified version of my actual self.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said your Texas accent comes out a little more as Scarah too.
It comes out more in certain situations. I would say if I'm talking about something Texas related, or if I'm going to West Texas, it'll come out. But anyway, we gotta wrap her up.
Yeah.
We gotta wrap it up. We're looking here. So we'll see you next Wednesday. We do this every Wednesday over on the Scarah Damsel of the Doomed YouTube channel. You can watch it live, or you can watch it posted later. And you can, of course, listen to it. If you're listening to it on the podcast platform of your choice, we say thank you.
And I watch it on YouTube every week. And
Paul watches.
I do.
Let's get this camera.
My friends. Yes.
My name is Scarah, Damsel of the Doomed. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in your screen.